Hey, 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 what's happening? What's happening?
Hey girl, hey
What's
fellas, how
going on?
y'all doing?
Mhm.
It's Lipstick and Lies.
Yes.
9 o'clock. It's Wednesday.
Yes. Wednesday.
Yes, it's Wednesdays at 9.
Hump day.
Yeah.
Hump day. All right. I am your girl LA from the A.
And my name is Yola, and it's nice to be seen today.
A.
Because I'm so thankful I don't look like what I feel like.
Can I get an A?
That's what's going on here, right? But you know, we got a very debatable topic tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, hey, if you related to me, just go ahead and click off now, because listen, because we're gonna talk. Mm-hmm. And one, please understand, this is a no judgment zone.
Mm-hmm. No judgment zone.
No judgment zone. So this is in no way, form, or fashion an attempt to shame or promote or
provoke or
none of that. This is just a healthy conversation with my peers about a debatable topic that is very much spoken about. There's actually different laws currently being made about this topic. We are in they say it's a blue state, but it still act like a red state. So I'm gonna say the red states are doing all they can to kind of control the issue. But before we dive into that, like, it's been a week. We rich. Let me just tell y'all, we gave y'all a crypto tip back in May, June. So Elon Musk has tweeted the crypto that we're referencing, and we're just super duper excited for the escalation of the currency at this point, right?
So crypto is moving.
It's moving on up, and it's like George and Weezy, right?
Crypto is definitely moving.
Crypto is moving on up, and we are excited about that. We are excited to just be a part of history, because this is going to go down in history today and whatever. I mean, it did with Dogecoin, it did with Bitcoin. And if you're concerned about the I guess the regulations for crypto, because someone told me that crypto's not going to be around because they can't regulate it, but they already got crypto risk units, and so I don't.
Who told you that lie?
Well, that's what they were saying.
Of the non-believers.
Yeah, just like the vaccination believer. There's a whole lot of non-believers out there, but guess.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there. So, LA, before we get started, how was your week?
I don't even remember my week at this point.
Oh, wow.
How was my week?
It was busy.
It had to be busy. It was pretty good. I went to some good restaurants. So yeah, Sabrina, Lamar.
Happy birthday, Sabrina.
Yeah, SWAT chick. Yeah, my homie. One of my BFFs from forever. Her birthday was, we celebrated her birthday over the weekend. Had some good eats. But I don't even remember what I did besides that.
I know what I did.
What did I do?
The world knows what I did.
Girl, what did you do?
I worked.
Oh, yeah.
But I had amazing clients on Friday, amazing clients on Saturday, amazing clients on Sunday. I love transforming lives. When people lay at my table and they cry, it's not because I'm doing a bad service or I'm hurting them, but because my touch, they can feel my energy. And, I don't like to say I'm an empath because I don't even want that. So but just being able to give off good energy to people, that makes me feel good. And that's why I just don't like getting massages in the middle of the mall, because I don't want everybody energy touching me. But I digress.
Girl.
So,
You know what?
so, well, that's true. Okay.
Not the
In the middle of the
massages in the middle
mall.
of the mall.
Yeah, you know, and they be like, come get on the chair. Yeah, I'm like, boy, but I don't know you. Shit, I don't know what you got going on in your
Did
life.
you go to Jeju though?
Because guess what? At Jeju, they are surrounded by crystals.
That's true.
So whatever negativity that they got at Jeju,
I don't know, because that one, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That one, nah, she. You know what? We ain't even gonna talk about that when
Yeah,
I had that
scrub.
that scrub.
Yeah, you like that. You like.
Nah, I would never get a scrub again.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, you're gonna do that.
Nah. This lady was trying to scrub all of my skin off.
But that's what happened. You want
No. She scrubbed my nail off.
Oh, y'all remember that?
I mean, come on. Like, how hard you got? No, ain't she with me?
It's
turn over.
No,
she's
just firm.
No.
She speaks very little.
No customer service.
She speaks very little English, so
she know
they
money.
know her.
She know tip.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
know tip.
You're gonna learn that. But they
you
only
know
tell
no
you
tip.
to say this word, say this, say that. So
they know no tip.
That's neither here nor there.
No tip.
But then you didn't tip her.
Yeah, I took her.
Yeah, because she provided a service. Don't be rude. Don't be like that. So
come on.
So
really,
whatever.
True.
Honestly. So
our topic for tonight.
I was gonna go back into the Jeju being, because just them touching me, I'm okay with. But
I just go for the
hip bath.
Hip bath and reflexology.
Oh yeah, that reflexology, when it's done right, when they inching on your toe, baby, I like, because I be getting so many people that
put you straight to sleep,
and they be snoring though.
Yes, they did.
Who is that?
I don't know. Somebody was asleep. We don't know, but I couldn't even. I had to put my headphones in because I couldn't. It wasn't me.
Oh, you talking about that man?
Yeah.
And he's on his cell phone. First, he was talking on his phone. Then he was snoring. I
said, "This thing was snoring so loud." I was like, "Yo, I had to put my headphones in."
I thought you had started snoring a little bit too. This last time. It's okay. So, but anyhow, let's again. This show is not going to be
Virgil.
about. Hey, Virgil. This show is not going to be about should you not, what I believe, what LA believe, what my cousin believed, what my grandma thought. This is really just an open dialogue about abortion. Are you for it? Are you against it? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Now, so what prompted this conversation? Let me just tell y'all a little bit what Texas is doing. Okay?
Spill it, girl. Spill it.
Yeah. And I don't think they're the only ones. I believe that so now currently Texas and Mississippi abortion laws are headed to the Supreme Court. So what they're trying to do is ban abortions after 6 weeks into a pregnancy. And they're banning. And Texas is even allowing you to snitch on someone that may have had an abortion in another state.
In another state. Abortion.
Right. Okay. All right. So this is what prompted this on, because I don't know if you all are old enough, but I am old. So Roe versus Wade was the initial Supreme Court case that set the precedent for the current laws, right?
Right.
So with Texas and Mississippi doing this, now that brings Roe versus Wade back into focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, most states, you can do an abortion up to 12 weeks.
Yeah.
I think in Georgia, in 12 weeks. They used to do late-term abortions,
Yeah. I don't think
and they don't do those anymore, and that was up to 5.5 months.
right.
Whatever weeks that equal up to, I'm not sure.
Right.
Because I'm still not understanding this pregnancy calendar. I think it's like 36 weeks. It's not okay. So I mean, we can quote statistics every day, right? But there are pro-choice people, there are pro-life people, and then there's me.
Okay, so you in between. Speak on it.
I am in between because I'm not saying use abortions as a form of birth control, because often I feel as if abortion is birth control, right? But I do not think the federal government,
Mm-hmm.
the state government,
Mm-hmm.
your city government should tell you what to do with your body. And Miss April Douglas said something.
Okay, yes. So hey, April. April says she's for it. Her body, her choice. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We can literally only have one baby a year, but a man, I can create a potentially, every time he ejaculates. But we want to regulate women's bodies. Yeah, I really, my views is I'm definitely pro-choice. Just like April said, my body, my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one else will be responsible for what I'm responsible for.
And that's a true statement.
You know, no one is responsible for my actions. I'm not responsible for anyone else's actions, especially not as an adult. And so what's so crazy is we're putting these laws in place. But remember, while they're putting these laws in place, they also taken away these government funded programs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you have that, so when you are basically putting this in place where you're forcing women to go ahead and have children,
mm-hmm.
Because I mean, let's be real, most women are finding out the first week that they're pregnant.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? They're not.
What?
And so you have to look at when a woman is finding out when she's pregnant,
mm-hmm.
like that time frame, right? Of when your body start having these changes, and that you're actually noticing these changes, when it says, okay, cycle late, or something's not right, breast may be really sore, other things going on that does not normally happen.
Right.
Let me take a pregnancy test. You know, how many weeks out is that, first of all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, then you have it where, okay, you force her to have a child. Maybe not ready to have a child. Maybe she could have been raped, molested. We don't know. There's all kind of reasons, you know, why she got pregnant. It could have been bad judgment, whatever it is, right? But then, so say, all right, you have this law in place. She has to have a baby. She has this baby. She can't afford the baby. There's no, not enough resources for her to care for the child. So then what happens? What is that end result?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And people say, oh, well, you could use adoption. So there's mental and emotional. I was just about to say. There's mental and emotional stress that comes from adoption, and not even just with just the mother. Right? Because then now you also have a child. Mm-hmm. Whereas abortion may only be one-sided because it's just the mother. Mm-hmm. But according to some men, they are affected by the choice of abortion also.
Yeah, and I understand that as well.
But I understand from a man's perspective how that they don't carry life. so they don't really have a control as to how that life is carried forward.
Okay, so let's look at this. What is the percentage of single parent households right now?
Oh, let's Google that. And what you were saying, federally or locally or what?
No, nationally.
Nationally? Let's see.
I mean, think about that, right? So it's like, okay, pro-choice. I mean, have the baby. More times than not, that baby is stuck with the mother, right? The mother ends up being the primary caretaker of that child, right? Custodial parent versus non-custodial parent, especially for those who are not married, right? So it is custodial versus non-custodial.
Okay.
All right. And so now you have this custodial parent who has a child. Let's be real. We can even just break it down to in our own community.
Mm-hmm.
How many men actually is prepared to take care of children by themselves?
But we don't even really give them the opportunity to.
No.
But if they make more money
Hold
than
on.
us, they should be able to take care of kids.
Listen, I'm not putting in a financial aspect of this.
Are you talking about emotion?
I'm talking about emotionally. I'm just saying, like, mentally, how many? Let's think about that percentage, though. Like, no.
Yeah, let's
see,
talk about
here's the whole thing.
Let's
Because the way things have been flowing for the longest was woman get pregnant. You know, and I'm not speaking of households where they're married. You know, I'm speaking of single households. I don't care if you're in a relationship or not, you're still in a single household, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or you're not living together or whatever, right? So you get pregnant, have a child. The custodial parent, more than not, will be that parent who will be taking care of that child, right? And we hear it all too often where it's the baby mama stuck with the kid all the time. Yeah. Daddy always can go out, do what they want to do. Yeah, they may financially be, you know, quote unquote, providing financially, and that's nothing, because I had a conversation some months, been a minute ago, with a good friend of mine who thought that as a man who have children, he thought that financially supporting his children was him just, you know, him being there, being a father. And it takes more than that. It's about being there. It's about being present. It's about the support. It's the emotional support. It's the nurturing. It's a lot of stuff that goes into parenting the kids. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that men won't do it. Okay. I'm just looking at how things have been up to this point. How many of us know, though? How many? Because I can go with my own damn situation. Let's be real. Come on now. Like, I can go with my own situation.
And I understand that.
And I'm sure you probably go with your own situation.
But what I'm looking at is there are already gender roles once. When you're in kindergarten, little girls are taught to iron, play with the kitchen set. Boys are taught to play cops and robbers, or more job related. Women are more domestic, and they're still teaching kindergartners this, right? Mm-hmm. So it's looked like boys don't iron, like boys do iron. So, you know, so the gender roles play a part in these decision-making things that are going on in our legislative, because, okay, you asked how many single-parent households were there, right? In 2019, it was 36.48 million single parent households. I grew up with my dad, right? But I also grew up with my grandmother and my aunts, right? Mm-hmm. So men are not really taught to be responsible for children. So
that was basically one of the points I was making. That's why I said prepared.
They're not.
The word was how many mentally be prepared.
But what I'm saying is the roles, if the roles are started early enough, so where the boy is okay with, like, because now you're starting to see Mr. Moms. But guess what? people still make fun of Mr.
I mean,
Moms.
I've been seeing
They
Mr. Moms.
still
Like,
make-
it's some really great
Yeah,
fathers out there.
That
Now,
are raising
don't
their
think
kids.
that I'm saying that they can't. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about the preparation and mentally and emotionally are there. You know, I see it so many times where it's like, oh my God, you know, what they say? Oh, I'm babysitting tonight. What you
Yeah.
mean? That's
Your
your
kid.
kid.
That is
How
your
are you
kid.
babysitting your children?
But it's not nurturing. The men are not taught to be nurturers. They're
No.
taught to be providers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
that's their
providing
goal.
financially is not all 100% support.
Yeah, we know that, right? But back then,
Can't throw $1 there and be like, oh,
Back
yeah,
then
I'm
they-
doing my job. No.
when these laws
It's about-
were made, which again, I'm thinking they need to revisit the whole Constitution still. However, when these laws were made and when these mindsets were formed, it was way before our time.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, Eleanor Roosevelt is the reason why we have women's liberation now.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, a woman's body was men's property then.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible, even if you're going to use the Bible as a reference,
I'm not.
the woman in the Bible is a helpmate to the man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
a woman never in history of any literature that's been written by men has been a source of nurturing, a source of healing, a source of motherhood in general.
Right.
So a man feels as if they have the right to tell us when and where to have these kids. And that's why these laws are even a thing.
Man, listen.
And
All I gotta say is,
I understand.
Who's gonna take care of these children?
And so
These unwanted children.
And so the strain that it has on our resources for that, it is a lot, right? I mean, there are several kids that are not being adopted, and there are several kids that are being beaten because the parent had the kid for a wrong reason. I mean, I remember when that girl got mad at her baby daddy and said, I'm gonna kill your son or whatever. And she was texting him. And then she was like strangling her kid or smothering her or something. I'm like, what kind of sick person is that? But listen, I don't know what type of mental illness that is.
I look at it
don't
both
have
different
that.
ways. I mean, crime rate gonna go up.
So no, what's gonna go up is illegal abortions. Because if a woman does not want to have a kid, she's not going to have a kid. You know what I'm saying? She is going to drink turpentine.
She's gonna be killing herself.
She's gonna do a whole lot just to try to get rid. Or she may go get somebody with a clothes hanger in the kitchen in somebody's apartment. You know what I'm saying? And things like that are gonna happen. So you're gonna have an infection rate. You might even have deaths from abortion related. But that's why.
But I say crime rate was gonna go up too. The reason why I say that is because you're thinking, like I said, you're having these people forced, whether they're together or not, you're forcing them to have children that they don't want. And so if they can't, I was gonna break up some marriages. But just think about how they're gonna provide for these children. If you already can't afford them now, and then here you go, you're being forced to have your kid. There's no resources because they're cutting down all these different government resources that they had for for these children or whatnot. But so now it's like, okay, where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? What they gonna do? How they gonna get the money to take care of their kids? There ain't no more handouts.
They're gonna rob and steal.
Okay.
Rob and steal.
Let's see what April said.
Well, it depends on what area you're in, because it might be looting in one area, and it might
only
be
when
wrong.
we are trying to distract from something major do we politicize women's bodies. That too. We all know someone who should never have been a parent, yes. But because of social norms, religious reasons, and selfish reasons, babies are brought into this world to be abused, or we put in a horrible system that is broken.
It is.
Yes, foster care, absolutely. And the ones screaming, have the baby, aren't the ones who are willing to babysit. Nevertheless, contribute financially. Absolutely.
Well, April.
And it's and it's the people who's up here in these top 5%, or however you want to call it.
well, you know what?
Decisions.
I heard
because they don't have these problems.
No, I heard
they don't have them problems.
So when we look at states like Mississippi and Texas, we're just drawn to just think, red states, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if now the people who made the laws are now the minority because of all of these abortions that this race has allegedly had. So see, so this because you know people crazy.
They want
people crazy, right?
Don't nothing move to the money move. If you want something, they want something passed, and they got enough money.
Well,
it has happen, it's gonna pass. But I'm just saying, I get,
the Supreme Court is not going
about
to ban the 6 weeks law. They're not going to ban it. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because I know personally sometimes people are just not ready for kids. I know personally people are not financially responsible for kids, and if they may, or even if they know like the child may have a chromosome missing where it may cause certain diseases, you know. So like even
it's
though
a whole other thing when you know that the child is going to
like,
be born abnormal or have some major issues, and you know that you can't handle
it. So
that's
and then
whole
people always say, well, abortion is murder because it's still a child. But I mean, and even though, and not to respect people that have had stillborns or miscarriages, they're babies. But at that time, I don't feel like people feel as if they had
They're not developed as a baby. They're not.
And that sounds so insensitive to when you think about people that have had a miscarriage.
I mean, I understand
people that have fertility issues. People that have had stillborns. It sounds insensitive to an extent, but then to that person. So that's why each individual has to make the best decision for them, and they shouldn't be punished or celebrated for the decision that they made or didn't make.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, like, I mean, it's just it's not a yes or a no. It's an individual's choice. And we as humans gotta stop judging people because they don't view it how we view it. Whereas we're sitting here and we're saying that's not an infant to us. But you know,
I mean,
some people think life starts the moment that you conceive.
Well, everybody got an opinion. But what does the what are the facts?
The facts of what? What are the facts of a baby? Are you looking them up?
No, I'm not.
What makes a baby? Well, because now even if a person is over 3 months pregnant and you kill them, you're charged with fetal death. Right. So, what considers a baby? So a fetus to be a baby. It's after the embryonic period. So that's after the 10th week of pregnancy. So technically, that's why they're okay, I guess, with the 12 weeks. Well, they didn't even say 12, they said 6 weeks. But up until 12 weeks, it's not even a fetus. It's still an embryo. Mm-hmm. So that's what is considered a fetus. Mm-hmm. So after 3 months, then are you saying that abortion is murder? I am in between. Okay. Are you saying, is that what you're saying? Are you saying that after 3 months it will be murder to a child? Because you said yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, I'm going by the facts at the end of the day. To each his own. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion about what about it.
Yeah. And it's a hard topic, but do I think the Supreme Court should be talking about it?
Absolutely.
No,
I don't. Your business.
I don't.
It is.
You don't regulate my cycle, so why are you regulating my pregnancies? That's an after effect of a cycle. You don't have to do that. You text me on stuff that I need every month. Mm-hmm. Every month I'm being texted for something that I need. It's like, this ain't like a maybe or maybe not. If you just don't want me sitting here bleeding all on your shit, then you know what I'm saying? But I'm being texted every month. And that's why these are the kind of things that I think that, I mean, like I said, these rules were written by men, for men, and we are just a byproduct of those things because they do not consider women as, we're still property to an extent. So it's his body. It's not yours. It's his body. It's what he wants to do with this body. So if he doesn't want you to have an abortion after 6 weeks in Texas and Mississippi, guess what? You're going to go to jail if you have an abortion. Now, can you think of sitting in jail for 1 to 2 years? Do you understand that the jails are already overpopulated? And now you are going to start locking women up for having an abortion at 7 weeks? Virgil, I'm not going to stop because these are the facts. You better read these.
What say you, Virgil?
Yeah. Well, what does the Reverend say? The Reverend is saying it's a no for him, for sure. What did he say? I don't see it.
He didn't say nothing.
Now, how many times have you heard in the past? Remember a long time ago when they used to blow up abortion clinics?
You know what? Did you watch that movie?
What movie?
On Netflix.
I don't have Netflix. What bomber?
Who don't have Netflix?
I don't have Netflix. I'm not going to pay for that service. I'm sorry. I pay for cable. I'm not going to pay for Netflix.
Oh, that's the problem. You paying for damn cable.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do two things. If somebody want me to have that Netflix password, text it to me. I'm not going to buy Netflix.
And I'm not paying for Netflix.
I'm not paying for Netflix, but I have cable. I'm not doing that. But it's a movie about abortion.
So oh my God, what is the name of the movie? I can't remember, but I watched it. So it's about the guy who blew up Centennial Park, the Unabomber.
What's Centennial here?
No, Centennial Park. Yeah.
Oh, well, that one, the Unabomber.
No. Yeah, it's a Centennial Park bomber, right?
Oh, okay.
He also was the same person that was blowing up the abortion clinic.
Shut up.
Yes, you have to watch the show.
Now, how many people did he kill blowing up the abortion clinic?
Not many.
And that's property damage?
He was targeting, actually from the show, he was actually targeting the police basically.
Because they were allowed
it would be like a small bomb to go off, and it's normally when nobody's at work.
Oh, okay.
And then so when the actual police come, then a bigger bomb will go off. So he had it timed. Yeah. So it's a really, really, really good show.
Girl, look right here.
Yep.
Unplanned. That's what it's called.
No.
You say he's gonna lose service here in the mountains.
Oh, in the mountains. Okay. No. Sabrina was saying Unplanned is a movie, but that's not the name of the movie I'm talking about.
Well,
I'm gonna find it, but yeah.
But did he go to jail? He in jail. He did.
Oh yeah, they got him.
He
was hiding up for a couple of years, I think. He hid out, but
I don't have Netflix. I wouldn't even know what's going on there.
I'm sure.
But he was blowing up abortion clinics. In Missouri, they were blowing up abortion clinics too.
Oh, really?
But it would be people dying and people being harmed. And one lady, her baby was gonna have a condition that like 1 out of so many billions of people got. It was very rare. So she was having an abortion because she wasn't gonna be able to care for the child, and so she was harmed in the abortion clinic blow up.
What?
So yeah, so I'm like these pro lifers are really harming people, but you're caring about a baby that you ain't ever seen, but then you're trying to blow up people that you
Manhunt.
That's Manhunt.
The name of the movie is Manhunt.
Well, yeah,
I'll send you more.
Okay, thanks. Oh my gosh, she's great. I'll watch it possibly. Okay, so
I don't need cable. I don't watch TV that.
Yeah, I listen to it. I mean, I'm from a radio era. But yeah, so they are bombing abortion. Not so much now that you hear of, but you still see some protesters, but there are laws against it now where they have to be within certain many feet of an abortion clinic. So, but you don't even, and they don't even have abortion clinics like they used to anyways. I mean, they're really discreet these days. I think they're called something else now. Well,
they really should be at this point.
Well, if they're going to be discreet, then because it's for safety or
I mean, yeah, if people decide they want to start just randomly blowing up.
Yeah, they were doing
abortion
that,
clinics,
which that's why they changed it now. But those people are pro-lifers, and then they're taking lives with their bombing. So I mean, I don't understand that. It's like an oxymoron.
And some of them not even really clinics. Some of them is like
regular doctor's offices,
yeah.
right? Because regular doctor's offices still can do it. But I would rather have it be in some place safe. It's kind of like even with plastic surgery. I'd rather it be somewhere safe than being somewhere where I can get an infection or something.
Virgil said, my take is, how many more reasons do people need to leave Texas?
Or Mississippi?
Yeah.
I mean, because that Texas is just the worst. I mean, Texas does not care about this government whatsoever. I mean, they don't. They don't care, and I don't care. So, you know, because my sister, one of my sisters, she says to my dad. Now, my sister has 2 kids, and my sister asks for help. I have 1 kid. I don't ask my dad for help, right? So this sister, she says to my dad, well, I got 2 kids because I ain't have an abortion. So I'm thinking that she was saying that to shame me. You feel like she was trying to shame me?
Say that again.
She said, I got 2 kids because I didn't have no abortion. And I was like,
that has neither here nor
there. To my dad, right?
Right, but
so I'm guessing she thinking that my dad is gonna give me a sermon, or she may be dry snitching on me. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Shit.
I would have just looked at her like, oh, so
you have 2 kids and you're asking everybody for help. I have 1 kid and I'm not asking anybody for help. So why are you trying to shame me from a decision that I made? Because anything that I've done in life, even though I may feel like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. What? Well, I mean, you know, sometimes when I do shit, I be like, oh, okay, you know, you're fucked up much.
After you done. Damn.
Lessons learned, period, right? So all of those things I had to go through. And so, like, I'm not ashamed.
Right, and you shouldn't
of
be.
Nothing that I've ever done.
I mean,
am I happy with myself? Maybe not. Like, you know.
Normally when we're making decisions, though, we're making them because we think that's the best decision for us
at the time.
And
right.
And it may be happy, and in hindsight, you look and be like, nah.
I'm young. I mean, I don't.
Right.
I wasn't established, and again, I don't think abortion should be a form of birth control because sometimes birth control fails. So when the birth control fails, we rich. So when birth control fails, then what is the option? Because you know you just don't want to have kids.
Right.
Right? So, and then in the cases where people be going on more with 10 baby daddies. Why? Cause why?
Girl.
Because why? Because if you was like not sure with 1 or 2, between 1 or 2,
or maybe she thought about it.
Or maybe she thought about what?
Probably your sister.
Oh, my sister. Oh, she probably did. I know we rich.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that?
She had to interrupt.
Y'all see all that? I'm sorry.
She had to interrupt y'all to let y'all know we gave y'all a crypto tip.
This ain't even crypto. This is
stock tip.
This is money.
She gave you Forex. She gave you a tip, and y'all didn't take it. And
y'all
now
see all rich. That blue.
That means she's rich.
Man, y'all know how much money that is? God. Oh my God.
Well. So she's rich. So she's buying lunch tomorrow, and she's gonna help those young ladies.
This was a 10-cent.
But she's gonna. So you need to help those people in Texas.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, Keisha, we're on task. You agreeing with Texas or Mississippi?
I didn't agree
with Georgia.
I said I'm pro-choice. What are you talking about?
You pro-choice? So you're okay.
Your body. Do what you want to do. You got to answer. We have to answer to God. Period. About our own choices when it time comes.
What's God gonna say about it?
Hey, he's a forgiving God.
What would he say though?
No sin is no sin.
Did God so what sins did God give? Because I thought when Jesus came, it made the Old Testament go away, and now only thing God do is love your neighbor and believe in Jesus. This is what I thought the New Testament stated, but I could be wrong.
Listen, ma'am.
Because I don't even know what that means.
Listen, ma'am. All I'm saying is we are going to be responsible for our own decisions. Period.
So you pro-choice. What's false, Virgil? The Bible?
We are responsible for our own decisions. Period.
Virgil.
So on whatever day, however they say, when we meet our maker, if we have a, whatever you feel, whatever you think, whatever. It don't even matter. Nobody knows. But still, you are responsible for your own decisions. That's it.
Let's look at something, right? Mm-hmm. Let's look at the abortion rates by income.
Ooh, girl.
Right? Let's look at those statistics.
He came to fulfill the Old Testament because we couldn't do away with it.
Right. So and that's what he did the New Testament. He did the Old Testament. So we are
going to be held accountable for our own actions. So.
Okay. So I'm going to look at the poverty level.
Abortions by poverty level.
Below federal poverty level, abortions in 2014 were at 49%. Abortions above poverty level, which means women that could really take care of their kids, was 26%.
That's not true. That ain't true, because you got to think about what the poverty level
the U.S.
really is.
It's the U.S. federal poverty level.
But let me be clear, for somebody that worked in public health for a very long time, man, listen. You making $11 an hour, $11 an hour. You can't even. You can exactly. You not, but you can't. You. That's not below poverty level. But you can. You still. You robbing Peter to pay Paul.
But let's not even look at them
because of cost of living.
Let's look at the ones below it. Below poverty level was at 49%. So what does this tell you about
what's about to happen?
Right? She just said they cutting off the federal funding. They cut off the money after 3 years, right? With the tenant, right? It's 3 years or whatever it is, 36 months, 54 months. The people got to get a job, right? So this right here, this 49%. Now we're telling you what to do with your body anyway. You're gonna have, but this is gonna rise.
I said that.
That's gonna rise.
I said that.
Illegally for the abortions.
Yeah.
In Texas and Mississippi.
Yeah. Illegally.
So murder. I mean,
I absolutely disagree
people
with
Texas
are gonna be killed. Most women don't even learn that they are pregnant until they are beyond 6 weeks. Right. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying before.
That is true.
You know,
I was a good 5 months pregnant when I just got out of the denial. So yeah. Because I didn't want to be pregnant at all. So I done took like 13 packs of birth control pills. Listen, I'm 17. I don't want to be pregnant, right? Yeah. I'm 17. Yeah. I don't want to be pregnant. I'm going to take all these birth control pills.
And it ain't do nothing.
It ain't work. Mm-hmm. So then I thought my son was going to have a club arm or a cleft lip. And I was like really going through like, and my mom was like, look at the ultrasound. You're crazy. Look at you got all this on. I was just like really fucked up in my head. I just couldn't do that.
And just think of the mindset that you had then and think about the mindset these young adults, these
young
kids have.
And that's why they don't need to add how I'm going to get this illegal abortion onto it.
Man, listen.
Yeah, that's that, right? Because I mean, if a woman wants to get rid of a pregnancy, she's gonna do it.
Yeah, one way or another.
It doesn't matter. Well,
Well,
it doesn't matter. They're gonna do it anyways, right?
Yep.
So why
Self-managed
not?
abortions.
So why not?
Yep, and it will cost their lives.
Why not allow a safe place?
All right.
Why not allow a safe place for them to do it? So then, most of the pro-lifers are people that have fertility issues, people who were adopted because their mom gave them away, or people who have had miscarriage because they value life. And not to say that the people who are pro-choice don't value life, but they are also realistic in their approach, right? Not saying that they're not realistic, but they know what's best for them in their situation. Right. And I don't think the government can dictate.
Should even have the right
what I feel is right or wrong for me,
right,
at any given time.
Right.
At any given time. Because that's why I couldn't get on welfare.
Hey, John.
Because welfare, they want to tell you how much you can make. You got to be up under this much money. You can't do this. You can't do that. I don't need none of that.
Yeah.
I will give me a job, sir. I work for a job, sir. Because you can't tell me what to do.
Who gonna watch your children?
I have one. I have one. Because I know me. I know what I can do with my life. I know what I can handle. So
exactly.
I know what I can handle.
But we talking about the person that, we talking about those in the now.
But now I mean
having more children.
No, I'm okay.
So
now going forward for these kids, I mean these adult women, I mean it ain't just kids though.
Right.
It's the secretary who is having sex with the boss. It's the mistress of the mayor. It is political people.
Which is gonna mess up some marriages.
It's gonna mess up marriages. It's definitely gonna mess up marriages. It's gonna mess up marriages. It's gonna change lives. It's going.
You're gonna have a lot of just mental health issues to me. Just so I can at an all-time high. A lot of mental health issues.
Think about
postpartum. Think about how we just talk about
infant mortality rate is gonna shoot up because no one's gonna know how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. This is so 6 weeks. Texas, Mississippi is crazy, but the Supreme Court even banning it. First of all, it becoming a law. What kind of Congress people do you all have in Texas, Mississippi?
Okay, so John says, I cannot for the life of me understand why women, especially Black women, are so gung-ho on abortion. I just don't get it. You probably never will because you're not a woman. Honestly.
John, let's look at the statistics by race.
You probably never will. And I mean, just like what you were just saying, and one thing we were all just talking about is like you have some women that can't even take care of themselves. And yes, they may get caught up or in whatever type of situation where they might have been just making a bad decision and got pregnant, or somebody could have been raped, or someone who was okay with having a baby but then finds out that that child is going to have some issues that they mentally they cannot even actually handle, especially even financially or mentally or whatnot. And so just dealing with some of the stuff that we have to deal with, because women and men, we feel different when it comes to these children. We care for them differently as well.
Well, let's look at this though.
What?
All right. This is a 2014 survey of about 8,380 women. All right. So of those 8,380 women, 11.9% were under 20. 20 to 24-year-olds were made up 33.6% of the statistics. 25 to 29-year-olds made up 26.5%. Now, you are in college. These are your college years, right? And I'm going to break it down by color and ethnicity, or race and ethnicity next. But 30 to 34-year-olds made for 15.9%, 35 to 39-year-olds, 9.1%, 40-year-old on up was only 3%. So the majority of those numbers come from the roaring 20s. These are your college kids.
Making stupid mistakes, making stupid decisions.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you don't even have time to go. I got a career to think about. I'm trying to do these, like how am I going to explain this? They send me to school. I come back with a degree and a kid. This is not what I'm not gonna come back. I'm gonna drop out. Okay.
I mean, let's think about
the
statistics of those who do. They drop out because they are. Then you don't know what kind of support system you have. So let me say this though. You can read that, but let me say this. So, I worked in public health for an extremely long time. One of the first jobs that I actually had in public health, I had different ones. One of the main first ones I actually had was, I was an outreach worker for a program in Fulton County, Georgia, called the Infant Vitality Program. Mm-hmm. That program alone was put in place to rise the mortality rate of babies. Period, in Fulton County, because the mortality rate was so low. And so my job, basically as outreach worker, we worked hand in hand with the PCM nurse, prenatal care nurses, and every person, in order to be in the program, had to have at least two problems. The main one of the problems, the daddy was not in the picture. The second one, no education. The third one,
that's one of the factors.
Finances. Yeah. And then all this other stuff trickled in. Yeah. If you have known how many people we had, how many women, we was doing health fairs that was packed out because we had all these women and most of them were single parents. And so we're dealing with that, right? Right. And so then on top of that, you add those who didn't want to be pregnant. I had women who was in abusive homes that were pregnant, then couldn't even find a way out, didn't want to be pregnant.
Exactly.
They were having mental health issues. Just all kind of different things going on. So it's like, okay, now I have to use, we're using these resources to make sure that they're safe and to make sure that the baby is safe, to make sure that they're having a healthy baby. Right. Making sure, because we actually followed the pregnant woman until the baby was actually a year old. So we followed them throughout the entire pregnancy, and then we followed them to the child was 1 to make sure that the baby stayed healthy, because you had SIDS and all these different things going on. And so what really touched me though is that and I was young, y'all. I was like 19. I had this one girl, I remember this situation like yesterday, that was pregnant, had gotten pregnant, was not a planned pregnant, no, it was not. But her life was just turned upside down, and she didn't want to be pregnant no more. Yeah. And so she tried to commit suicide while she was pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's like, but you ain't carrying no child. You would never, if you have not had to carry a child, you can. Just dealing with some of the stuff that we have to go through, like your body goes through like a 360, 180, how you want to call it, a change that, and for some people, they love it. Pregnancies are wonderful. Yeah. Whatever.
And some people are miserable.
Some of them are miserable. And like I said, I'm pro-choice. Well, you had a baby if you want to have a baby. If you don't want to
have a baby, it's not my business.
I can't judge you. It's not my business.
It's not my business. But
you have to answer and do what you.
But only white people make up 38.7% of abortion in 2014. Black people 27.6%. Hispanic people, 24.8%, Asian Pacific Islander, 5%, and other 3.4%. But that is not the statistic that I want you to know about. I want you to hear, because we often want to think people without education are the ones getting, and what I just tell you, who was it? Most of them had some college associate degree at 40.9%, high school graduate 27.0%, no high school diploma 8.9%, college graduate 23.1%. Number of prior births, those people with 0 kids make up 40.7%. They just don't want no kids at all, period. People with 1 kid, 26.2%. People with 2 or more kids, 33.1%. And that number is high because you already know. Yeah. Right? Right. And they break the statistics down by religious preference. But, that's neither here nor there. But all that, and this was just compiled for 2018, but they are using these numbers to make these laws. And this is really unfair.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfair to women for there to be a federal law. I could risk jail. I can go to jail for doing what's best for me.
Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be your responsibility to take
It
care
is
of that child.
John says
and again,
selfish.
just like I said,
John says
but
selfish, but it is selfish. This is the best decision for me.
Right.
That of self.
Self. Yeah.
Yes. Self.
Self-like.
Self.
Right.
Me. Because even if a man is there, at the end of the day, 9 times, 8 times, 7 times out of 10, the baby is going to be with the mother.
And see, here's the thing, though. See, John is different. You know what I mean? John, I know the backstory. I ain't telling his business, but he's an extraordinary father. Okay. He always have been. He know why I'm saying that. His situation is unique. I mean, he's a hell of a father. You know, so I understand where he is, but we have to think of. Sometimes I think of worst case scenario. Sometimes you have to think of, and sometimes it ain't always that. So that's so cliche. If you can't take care of a child, then don't open your legs. Now,
men.
If that's the case, then men
with these homeless men.
No. But hold on, it's the same thing though. And see, John, hold on. Before you jump on, John, one of the things that I was talking about, and you would be really an exception to the rule, but it's really like, you know, custodial parent against non-custodial parent. And then thinking about really like how many men are really, really, really in the mindset that really prepared to take care of children. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like, I'm talking about like in single fathers, like actually just having to take care of a child. Say your mama didn't want to be pregnant. Do we have these laws in place? She had to have a baby. So the next person take care of that child would be the father. Let's do it like that. But it's not gonna do it. They're not. Exactly. That responsibility is not falling on no father. It never has, except for normally when you were married. The accountability is different when you're married and you're having children. You know what I'm saying?
If the woman knows she don't want to have a baby, John, she knows that she doesn't want to have a baby.
But what if she wanted to have a child and then decided, you know, when she figured out that because of whatever she had going on, and whatever ailments that she know that this child is about to go through, and the hard life that this child is about to have, no friends probably, or whatever the case may be, having these learning issues, maybe mobility issues or whatever. And
maybe
she
heart going outside their chest.
Right.
The child gonna have to
having these things. Surgery. What do you want to say to these women when they I'm telling you, and these resources is getting cut off. These resources are being cut off as we speak.
Yeah,
the resources are not there like they were, John. It's just not. So it's like, okay, you got to have a baby, but we ain't gonna give you no food stamps. Yeah. You got to have a baby, but you know we not gonna give you childcare no more. Yeah. But you got to work. You know, so it's gonna turn a lot of stuff upside down for those people.
Well, I mean, 6 weeks is a short time. Like y'all said, you might miss your
No, we're talking about all that though, John. That's the thing. We're talking about all these different things because there's different reasons.
We're pro-choice, pro-life, in between.
I'm pro-choice.
And you can't even say, you just can't say what's right. You can't even be somewhere in between because you can't say what's good for nobody. Like everybody has their own unique situations. If my cycle is irregular and I become pregnant and I normally don't get a cycle for 2 months, how in 6 weeks am I going to know if I'm pregnant? If my cycle comes every 8 weeks. So then now I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail now because I'm going to go to another state and I'm not going to have this baby. And then Keisha going to call and report me because they're going to pay. They're paying people to be whistleblowers in Texas on people having abortions.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm going to go to jail. And you got people out here.
So you think jail is warranted, John? Jail is warranted.
I mean, because that's
And it's funny because even though, like I said, you know, you had a custodial parent, you had a women that did half time. These men ain't even financially stable or mentally capable of taking care of no kids, especially not by them damn
selves.
That's
why I said. Remember, I said they was homeless. That's
why
they was especially by
themselves.
That's why they with the girl with the kids, so they can have somewhere to stay.
Nah.
And then you don't just keep on.
Well, if that's the case, jail is also warranted for these men that don't take care of their kids the ones that they do have now. Let's be real about that.
Jail
if it's good,
jail is.
He said jail is warranted. Jail is warranted for the ones who don't tell their kids now. Like what they do now, they just go ahead and suspend your license or whatever if you don't pay your child support. But no, we're not gonna put in child support. You ain't take care of your kids. You going to jail.
Period. Point blank. Why is this a law?
Yeah, it should not be a law.
Point blank. Why is the Supreme Court reviewing this? Period. Because what I do ain't got nothing to do with the government. What I do has nothing to do with the government. Do they regulate if I go get checked up for a pap smear? No, they do not. No, they do not. No, they don't. It's not their business. It's not their business. Now, the dash should have a little bit of say so in it, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be the woman's decision, and that's my opinion. I don't think there should be a law in the state of Mississippi or Texas that says that pregnancies after 6 weeks, abortions after 6 weeks are banned. I think that's crazy. I think that's foolish. Who made these rules and laws? Is John going on? They made it a crime after 6 weeks. They made it a crime already, Gary.
It's not even considered
But it ain't just a little girl. The men are getting these girls pregnant. Yeah. Put the accountability on. Girls can't get girls pregnant. I can lay over Keisha all day.
No, you can't.
I can't, but I could. I can lay over Keisha all day. She won't get pregnant. A man gets a woman pregnant.
But here's the thing, John. You say it's your choice that you don't have to have sex with the broke nigga and that won't take care of his kids. Most of the time it don't even it don't be that way in the beginning. In the beginning, y'all flirting, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. He's saying this, he's saying that. You know what I'm saying? But you find out after you had kids that he ain't actually.
I didn't ignore you, Virgil.
What did Virgil say?
Virgil said we're ignoring him.
I'm sorry, Virgil.
You are right. You're absolutely right, Virgil. People after he said nothing, he lied. So the Reverend lied. It is, you have to be accountable for your decisions.
We don't see nothing, Virgil. Did you
have to be accountable for your decisions. John, it's called accountability, John. A woman can't get a woman pregnant. A man can get a woman pregnant. It's not a terrible thing, Virgil. You are right. You have to make that choice, and deal with whatever repercussions. It don't matter. It don't, and it shouldn't be a law. Is that Quay? Quay. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So what Quee said, because men make these laws. John, I don't even know John Womack, but listen, he is the people out there holding the sign that's wrong. Yep. He is the person, because
it's actually technically not murder until after
12 weeks.
After 12 weeks.
After 11 weeks, 12.
Do your research.
Yeah, we did it. We just did it on the show because that's what we do. We like to. We like to look it up for ourselves and don't let Facebook be telling us what to do or how to feel and how to think. But again, if a man is not paying for monthly supplies for my cycle, if a man is not regulating a pap smear, because matter of fact, men decided to not give a woman an annual pap smear unless they had cervical issues.
Exactly.
So
It
now,
used to
because
be-
they said
it used to
cancer
be
is
free.
slow growing.
It used to be
remember
once
I
a
told
year.
you that.
Yeah.
Because I said, no, my insurance don't pay. I gotta go somewhere else. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have an
No,
issue,
my insurance
they
still
keep-
paying, but it wasn't required.
No,
They actually made it a requirement.
they
Now
only-
it's like,
you can only get it every 3 years
They
if
not
you
even
have
saying
no
nothing.
history of cervical growth. So men don't even care about women's health because cervical cancer is the number one killing
Ooh.
cancer in women.
John.
So you can look that up.
John. No,
I don't know.
John. You know.
And Gore, is it Gore Beast? Gory-eyed Beast. I said that too, right? I said, what if my cycle was irregular and I get it every 8 weeks? Now I'm going to jail on week 8. I'm going to jail. Lock me up.
Moving to another country.
I mean, is this going to hell in the handbasket?
Yeah.
But that's what's going on in Texas. And in red states, and Georgia like to say they blue. Georgia will be following this here. Georgia residents like this, like get close to your congressmen, get close to your congresspeople. Because who was Trump's vice president? Pence. Remember they made a big deal about
I'm over
it.
here laughing at John.
John is
what you want? Say.
Hold on, but
say what you gotta say.
John, you have the floor. Would you like to come on to the show, John?
He ain't gonna come. He don't want to show his face. He ain't gonna come on.
Because he wants to.
We invited him last time. He ain't come on. All you gotta do is click the link, click the lane. If my life is not going
but
well,
I do want to say this.
and I can't take it. In Australia, should I be able to kill my child?
What?
He said if my life is not going well and I can't take it.
A child and a fetus are two different things.
Exactly.
We're not talking about children.
Be able to kill my child. Yeah. Those
so like
are two
go to
different
jail.
things.
We're not gonna lump all men together, gory-eyed beasts. We're gonna say that
no, we're not. Well, I know y'all missed probably the beginning of it, but I was, we were speaking some positive things about the men. Like, no, you got some men that are just amazing.
That's all
what they do, and you have some who just ain't shit. And it is what it is. I mean, same with women as well. But and like somebody said earlier, in the comments that I think it was Quee, that we really, all pregnancies are different. It's a case by case. It really is. Mm-hmm. It's a case by case.
Okay, but John. So this actually has been argued in the Supreme Court in 1973 with Roe versus Wade. I don't know if you're that old to remember, but it did protect a pregnant woman's liberties to choose to have an abortion. This is Roe versus Wade, right? So now with Texas and Mississippi putting a ban at 6 weeks, this is contradicting a federal law that was passed on by the Supreme Court. So now it's an injustice. So what I'm telling you is
civil wars.
It's gonna be bad. But I want to remind people, Mike Pence, ain't that y'all vice president name last one y'all had? Pence, he from Indianapolis, heavy on the abortion laws, right? He was a conservative, Baptist, whatever missionary, whatever he was pro-life. Listen, he already has started some new changes to the abortion laws. When y'all heard Trump talk about it, that wasn't Trump, that was Pence moving them strings because that's all Pence cared about. And if you go back and look at Pence's earlier speeches and some of the shit he said, you will see that this is all a part of that.
Like I said, I'm not moving to the money move.
Man, and they got money, man. They got money. They got money.
You got it. You
and stop shaming people for choosing to have a different outlook regarding it, because this is our opinion. It's a lot of women's opinion, but we don't want to be called murderers, even in a jokingly manner, because That's our choice. So we shouldn't shame people for making choices. They shouldn't blow up abortion clinics because they don't agree with it. Because we're not blowing up their houses because they blowing up abortion clinics here. We being peaceful about the shit. It's already an emotional decision that someone has to make to have an abortion anyway. People don't just say, oh, I'm just going to have an abortion today. No, they think about it. They think about it, and it's a long, hard thought. It ain't just, oh, I'm going to have an abortion. We're not waking up saying, oh, I'm going to have an abortion. We're thinking about how is my life going to change? How am I going to be able to take care of a kid? How am I going to do this, that, and the third? I wasn't expecting for this to happen. This is all the stuff that's going through someone's head when they're going through this decision to have. Can I tell my best friend I slept with her man? Like, whatever the reason, but this is my cousin, this is my cousin, baby. Like, you know, whatever the case may be where they have an abortion, they still thinking about the pros and the cons of the situation. And so then
she said they have the next day, sometimes it appear all the time.
No,
Plan B. You found Plan B.
Hey, John, I want to talk to you in person. I want to meet John. I feel like you just saying shit at this point because John, you cannot. 2021, you cannot. You must be single and not having sex with anybody. Because for you to say like, not that you about a Plan B, like a damn Plan B. God damn it. This is why y'all putting these folks in office. That's all I'm saying, because bills are not passed without your legislator. They have to vote on those bills.
Chris said, hey, Texas judge just blocked the Texas abortion ban.
Let's look and see.
Let's see.
Because the Supreme Court said they wasn't going to block it. Ooh. But Chris, that's a good thing if he did. He issued order blocking. He blocked it. But it was a thing.
You're right.
Blocking the Texas 6 week
with pro-lifers. They make abortion sound like getting getting drive through. Right. It's way more hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So now it's in appeals court. And Chris is it's a woman's choice, definitely. It's in that appeals court, perhaps the most conservative in the country, rejected the request from clinics that it blocked the law, as did the U.S. Supreme Court. It needs to be blocked. The people that came up with it need to be slapped. And if you think you can tell a woman what to do with her body, then pay for it. Take care of her. Put funds together in y'all budget, in y'all national budget, where y'all gonna dictate what women do.
Instead of cutting all these programs that y'all cutting.
Because crimes against women in Atlanta, I don't know about other places, are at an all-time high. A woman just got shot on 675 and left there dying, dead. Listen.
They said it was a sniper on 675.
They did say it's a sniper on 675. 2 women, Piedmont Park. We don't really know if that was her girlfriend or not. We don't know that. But the other black girl at Stone Mountain Park. So y'all don't care about women's lives that's living. And then y'all want to tell us what to do with a fetus? Make it make sense, Lewis. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. But I digress. That's just my personal business. So either you are pro-life, pro-choice, or somewhere in between. It's all your decision, because we don't judge. Johnson, this is sad. I'm not laughing because this ain't funny, and I'm not.
It is sad though. I agree. It is sad
to people who have fertility issues.
It is sad.
None of that. Right?
But
none of that.
You know, I just feel like all of us gonna have our day where we're gonna be accountable. We're gonna be accountable. And not now person on this earth is in a position to judge anyone. No. Period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that we all have done something and made some decisions that was hell. And I'm sure that if a lot of stuff we done did hell, we probably would have been dead if we had got caught. Or in jail if we had got caught. You know, I'm sure we all got some demons and some we've all had some skeletons in our closets that
of the glory
what if they would have I'm just sure. So I mean, hell, this
I
right
love
here
God.
is not anything different.
It's not.
It's really not anything
And
different.
so,
as they say, one sin ain't no
it doesn't have. I mean, they all sins.
They all sins.
They all sins. You're not going to be judged differently, but so
society gonna judge you differently.
But society has no place to judge, and it's just like John, whom I don't know. So whom I don't know, never met, and John is forming his opinion on me based off of a decision that I want to make with my body. But John is not going to pay for me.
I ain't justifying nothing.
John wouldn't pay for me.
All right, Virgil.
Have a good Virgil. Pray for us. Pray for us, Virgil, and Texas. Woo. And Mississippi.
And John.
And John. Oh, Lord, deliver John. Deliver John. But no, I'm not trying to justify a decision, John. I'm not. I'm pro-choice. I mean, I've been pro-choice. And again, like I said, there is an emotional toll on people that do have abortion. So that's like nothing to joke around with, So even if you think women are just going up the next day, I'm gonna take it. They already know what kind of situation they in. If I'm getting beat every night, why I want to have a kid? If the man raping me every night, I want to bring a kid into chaos. So then now I got to deal with the fact that now I'm bringing up an emotional child because I'm broken, because I can't be whole to my child. And that's the thing that you ought to look at, John, is the mental mind state of some of these kids who parents tell them, I should have aborted you anyway. But think about these kids who parent tried to kill them because they didn't want to have them after they already was here. The little girl who mama killed her brother because she thought the daddy was with his other baby mama because he wanted to answer the cell phone because she had tried to kill both of the kids. She said, your daughter is a strong helper or something. In a text to his daddy, like, what kind of emotional distress or trauma you think these kids gonna have? So I believe that I believe in divine timing and divine life. Hey, if you're here, you're supposed to be here for a reason.
Right. So
I don't think those people should be arrested, even though we just found out that they put a hold on the ban. So I don't understand it. But what did Chris say? Oh, he was just asking John.
I mean, it's crazy though.
No, John, the lady shouldn't have killed her kids, but she shouldn't have killed her kids, but she could have terminated a pregnancy. That would have been much easier for me to accept than you killing a kid.
Well, I mean, call it what you want to call it. It's so many, man. It's selfishness is all around you. Period.
Think though. That's what they do. They push their agenda on us to make us. We're already emotional for the choice we made, and then you want to shame me on top of that.
Man, listen.
Because you don't got no money for me.
So many. It's so. I mean, the vaccine.
That's why this is such a volatile topic. Like abortion has always been an issue in this society, right along with religion and politics. It's just like, they want to tell a woman what to do with her body so bad.
But see, you only looking from your view, your vision. You got to come outside of yourself, John. I get that, but you have to definitely come outside of yourself.
But how do you think the woman that was raped feels when she look at her child and see features of that dad? Maybe she was strong and she knew God and God delivered her so she could be able to receive that. But guess what? Everybody, it don't have God in them. So everybody is not going to be able to say, I'm strong enough to deal with my attacker's child. No, I don't even know if I would personally. And even if you gave that child up for adoption, you conceived that child in anger and rage and fear. So what do you think the child is going to have in his first years of living? Anger, fear, rejection, because he carried that in the womb of his mother for 9 months because the mama was mad angry, she felt defeated.
listen.
Look, it is a mental and emotional thing. And
They don't understand.
you have to understand that, John. You carrying a child in poison for 9 months, and then you want a kid to come out and not be poisonous when I could have just terminated the pregnancy.
I had a praying grandma.
The responsibility starts. If you're going to say women need to be responsible, men need to be responsible. Again, I can sleep with Keisha. We won't produce a child. I can't sleep with a man without producing a child. Every time I sleep with a man, I have the potential to have a child. But I can't sleep with another woman, so men impregnate women. It's not on the third or the fourth. Hey.
You see, I done shut it up.
Yes. And those not for, yep. And then sometimes people adopt kids just to beat them up. I mean, listen, y'all just gotta understand.
Sometimes they get foster kids
the
just
world,
so they can get their check.
Just to get a check, and then they are mistreated, malnourished. Yeah, it was a 23-year-old boy, a whole family. A lady had a whole family of kids. Them men looked like they were 6 and 7 years old, malnourished.
Man,
being mistreated because they was getting a check from a foster or an adoption. Come on, man. So like we're not dealing with children. And you see how many the psychological damage it does to people that are adopted or left at an orphanage. You don't know. Sometimes those people rise, sometimes they don't.
You see, I shut up, Virgil. I'm laughing.
Virgil, I ain't worked up. Virgil, I'm just saying, I just want people to understand, like, just because my decision is not your decision doesn't make me wrong. That's at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
that's what it is.
Opinion is opinion, and everybody got one.
Your decision ain't gonna make me richer or poor. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it to Georgia Power. I definitely can't put it in the gas tank because I don't even have gas now. So I wish
cash
I could.
Out on crypto.
You know what I'm saying? I can't do any of that. We can't go to the beach or the bank with your opinion. Shit. So I'm just hoping that he would hear that it's not okay for laws to be made. It's not okay for legislative to be made about a woman's body if it's not going to be across the board. What did Virgil say?
Don't argue with people without understanding, because all they're going to do is drag you down to their level and beat you.
You know what, Virgil always want to say something.
Man, Virgil
loves us. We love Virgil. We love Virgil.
Well, this is our time.
That's our time. But if you did receive that Shiba Uno, y'all rich, and if y'all is sitting here trading with Keisha, then y'all rich again.
John, shut up. I love John.
John is funny as hell. I want to meet John. Yeah. I want to meet John at the basketball court and foul the hell out of him. I want to play basketball with John so bad and charge his ass. You know what I'm saying? What? I don't know what
what's that?
He said Shiba. Oh, Shiba is at like 53% of
Shiba.
We rich. Shit, let's go. No, that ain't. Yeah, nigga, that said 73.56%. Girl, shut up. Look, $50. That was $50.
I know. Mine was like 60.
Girl, listen, let's go.
Mine was 75.
It says 73.56% right now. Elon Musk, it's a must that we thank you. We appreciate you for that tweet because the whole world on it. We love that. And what else? Oh, so we still making statement trends
teas. Yeah.
And sincerely, we should put, sir, you and your 6-week abortion rule can go to hell. Okay, yeah. That's only for people in Texas.
Oh, that's what's up. So you got 42 mil? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Virgin.
Virgil,
I got them
we
in
there.
different places.
Virgil, we rich.
We about to mine this shit. We finna mine it, baby.
Who is John? I'm gonna Google this man. I swear to God, I'm Googling him when I get off of here. He better not be, you Keisha friend. I'm about to troll his ass. But anyway, so
Would you say accept my friend request?
yes, sir. I'm not gonna bully
Yes.
nobody on the internet. People still dying from COVID.
Talk about
Y'all get vaccinated or not? And invest your money in crypto, okay, or just regular stock. I mean, income stocks that give a dividend. I mean, now is the time to be looking for another stream of income, because if they cutting off all these programs, y'all gonna need some money. So y'all might as well jump on board while they giving y'all free money. So this is why they're giving y'all free money, so y'all can invest and make some real money, because they finna cut off everything. But
for sure.
Pay attention to watch the money. What we always say, don't nothing move until the money move. And with that being said, we're gonna catch y'all at the beach,
crypto,
or the bank,
forex, stocks, real estate,
all
investments. That's the
just because your grandma
that's
been
the
doing,
only way you're going to become wealthy.
Yeah.
That's the only way to build generational
that's the only
wealth,
way.
actually.
Yeah.
So sorry,
but everybody can't play basketball.
Having a small business as self-employed, that's not going to build generational wealth.
It's not.
It's not.
Your 401k is investing. That's all that 401k is. It's investing in an index of stock that's gonna get paid, but it's low risk. That's why you gain money gradually, yearly, but it's still investing. And they're just making money off of y'all because they're investing your money that you make to help them. So, but to help them make the bank is doing the same thing with your money too. So
and guess what? I'm doing the same thing the bank doing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So she's mining for y'all's cash.
No, I ain't for the money for nothing, man. Listen.
Yeah. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Money in minutes.
John Womack, Ayana fixed my life. So, tune in. We love you though.
I checked out a minute
Chris, and Key, April. Thank you guys for interacting with us. And until next time, everybody on Podbean, thank y'all for checking in. We love y'all. We still on Apple Podcast now. I'm super duper excited. It was a challenge, but it's on there. Google Play podcast. So join us, follow us on the podcast. And just tune in on every Wednesday. And we love y'all. You have something to say?
Nah, man. Listen, like I said, I just feel like everybody be accountable for their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Do you. Do what you do.
Go off, John. Go off, bro.
Yeah.
I'm in the words of Chris.
Going to bed now. Love you. Love you.
Have a good night, guys.
Love you. But yeah, so that's all I got to say.
That's it.
If you want to learn how to trade, holla at me.
We been a Facebook message you, John.
You want to learn how to trade, holla at me.
Holla at you if you want to learn how to trade.
Forex, crypto.
You got donations. Drop them off at ATL, second chance.
Yes, if you have donations. Or if you
want to shop.
If you are a real estate investor and you are looking for funding for your next project, please visit us. We are nationwide at capitalondemand.com. That's capital.
With an A or O.
With an A. With an A. 2 A's. Capitalondemand.com. Yes. Because don't let them move
until the money moves. And we out of here.
And we close quick. All right. Love you guys.
All right.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.